Hello everyone. Do you overanalyze everything, or are you more the type to be an emotional wreck? Between thinking and feeling, which one is holding you back more? And what might that mean for your mental health? And yes, this is our topic of the day, and we are going to talk about the both. But first, you need to re-revise. Do you really know the difference between thinking and feeling? Well, thoughts are mental or cognitive processes. Our brains associate one bit of information with another and create frameworks such as beliefs, perspectives, opinions, judgments, and ideas. Whereas feelings are connected to emotions. An emotion is an automatic and temporary reaction to a stressor in a part of the brain not connected to thinking and reasoning. Our feelings, on the other hand, are connected to thinking. They are our conscious processing of an emotion where we assign the emotion meaning. Feelings can be long lasting. For example, if we are suddenly face to face with a rabid wolf, our brain realizes neurotransmitters and hormones. That means our heart races and we breathe quickly. The emotion of fear. We then later explain how we were feeling, perhaps afraid, or if you were a hunter with a gun who had the job of killing the rabid wolf, you might decide the feeling was exhilaration. As I mentioned earlier, our feelings are connected to thinking. So, how thoughts and feelings are connected? Thinking can certainly determine how we feel. For example, if our thoughts are self-defending after we do not do as well on a test as we hoped, we can start to feel depressed. And then a third element comes in that creates a sort of trade with thinking and feeling, and that is behaving. Our behaviors are often a direct result of our thoughts and our feelings. The CBT thoughts and feelings cycle is a thing. CBT stands for Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, is based on this idea that our thoughts and feelings become behaviors. It determines a cycle where that behavior, if negative, then it leads to another depressed thought, and on we spiral. The focus of CBT therapy is to help you disrupt the cycle. It helps you to listen to and recognize when a thought is negative and untrue. And it shows you how to turn negative thinking into balanced thinking before it sends you down the road of a feeling and a negative behavior. There are thoughts, feelings, and mental health disorders. You might assume that depression is a feeling disorder. You feel sad and bad and are convinced your problem is too much feeling. But in many ways, depression is more a thinking disorder. We feel sad and bad because our thoughts have become very negative about ourselves and about the world, full of doom and gloom or even destructions. We simply cannot be depressed if we have positive thoughts running throughout our head about ourselves, about the world, and about our relationships with others. And even anxiety is, of course, the clear winner when it comes to thinking disorders. With anxiety, our thoughts race, becoming increasingly illogical. This leads to the feeling of fear and panic. And almost all personality disorders have thinking issues at their core. The very definition of a personality disorder is that since earlier adolescence or early adulthood, you see yourself and others and the world differently than the way others see things. Your thinking is different and it makes relating to other challenges. But sometimes it really is feelings that are the problem. Some people have no control over their emotions, their feelings vary widely in a way that is overwhelming for them and those around them. This is called emotional dysregulation, and it is a main symptom of borderline personality disorder, which is BPD. and bipolar disorder. Borderline personality disorder. So, when you have BPD, it is like you lack an invisible emotional skin others have. This leaves you sensitive to everything, especially to the rejections. When you sense any sort of rejection, your emotions roar forth and you do things you later regret, such as being mean or pushing people away. Of course, it is the thought that you are being rejected that starts things. But the emotions take over and you stop thinking and act impulsively. If you have BPD, you will also swing widely with your feelings, being happy and in love 1 minute and full of rage and hatred in the next minute. What I mean is bipolar disorder and thinking versus your feeling. BPD can sometimes be misdiagnosed as bipolar disorder, the other mental health disorder where feelings can lead the way. If you have bipolar disorder, you will go through depression, but you will also have manic episodes. And mania sees you on an emotional high where you feel so good that it changes your thinking. You think you are an invincible, that you can do anything. You end up acting impulsively in ways that can seize you, navigating the damage once you come down from your emotional highs day later. Can you trust your thoughts and feelings? This is the main question. It arises when somebody is talking about the bipolar disorder. Clearly, when it came to thinking versus feeling, some of the people trusted the former. But that was back in the early 17th century, and we know a lot more these days. Saying we are our thoughts and feelings is a bit like saying a computer is its programming. It is not, but actually it is a machine apart from the programs. Perhaps the biggest mistake we can make is to think we are our own thoughts and our feelings. If our thinking and emotions are negative, we can then end up mired in self-hatred and despair. Thoughts and feelings are important and a useful tool. They both shows us what we are, what we like and we don't like, can and can't currently handle, need to look at, process and deal with, and where we need to set boundaries with the others. But they are not things we are born with. They are things we learn from the environments we moved through, our families, peer groups, culture, and so many things. So they are essentially programming, not who we are. If this sounds hard to believe, if you really worry you are your thoughts, put it this way. We have all at some point in our lives been so angry, we have been said, I could kill them. It is an aggressive thought, but it is not an action. We are not going to kill someone or become a criminal. We are not what we think unless we act on it. Then who am I? It is a big question and one we all answer slowly over the course of a lifetime. Who we are ends up a mixture of our actions and choices we take and the personal values we decide to live by. If you want to get a sense of you behind your thoughts and your feelings, a useful modern tool now used by many therapists is mindfulness. This involves a daily practice of sitting quietly, relaxing your body, and watching your thoughts come and go without attaching to or judging them. With time, the thoughts slow and even stop, and you can start to question yourself. Who is it watching these thoughts? This watcher is you. Yes, that is exactly you. So keep an eye on your thoughts as well as on your feelings to become a better you. So this is it for this video, and this is Divya from Triguniti Academy. We'll catch you soon later in a very new video with some more amazing topics. Till then, goodbye. Take care.